Hey everybody, how's it going? Travel Man Dan here, and get ready for an awesome episode. Now, right away, I know what you're thinking. He's in the truck. Is it a Food Friday? No, it isn't. This is not a Food Friday episode where we go ahead and eat fast food in the truck. This is something totally new, totally different, and something I had to add at the front part of my video. This video today is, well, it's an interview of the top tips when traveling to China. You may or may not know, but I lived many years in China, and I lived in Foshan, which is in the southern part, and I lived in Shanghai for a total of about 6.5 years, where I was an actor in, TV, movies, all that kind of stuff, but we'll get into that later. Today's episode is an interview that I did with another YouTuber named Simply Sherry. That's Simply and then Cherie. And I'll be sure to go ahead and throw the link to her channel down in the description below. You should definitely follow her, subscribe, ring the bell, do all that good stuff because it's a lot of fun here. And, well, her channel is great. It talks about organization and hospitality when traveling. How great is that? And, well, we were at a conference about 6 months ago, and she interviewed me there, and that's what this video is all about. But I wanted to go ahead and throw this disclaimer or front part of the video or whatever the heck you want to call it. Because of the sensitivity issues that are out there, if you haven't heard and you're watching this video, right now there is, well, a virus that is kind of spreading really quick, and it started in China, particularly in Hebei, Wuhan. And it is called the coronavirus. It is very, very serious right now. It is deadly, and people are spreading it faster than ever. So when you watch this video, I know what you're thinking. Why would he give tips on going to China now? Are you crazy? No, I'm not advocating that you should go to China right now. As a matter of fact, you should be very, very careful, if not even postponing your trip. Listen to the health professionals, the CDCs, and the people that are advising people that know what is actually going on. I wanted to stop by and say, look, I know that the timing was wrong, but this video was shot 6 months ago. China is going to get a handle on this deadly virus, and things are going to go back to normal. So I hope that you take that into consideration and still want to eventually visit China. Just right now, I'm not telling people to go visit. I would sit back and wait on this one. There's many places in the world to explore, and, well, I would definitely think about checking those out before you do anything because of the situation that's going on in China. So I hope you enjoy. This is the interview with Simply Sherry and Travel Man Dan talking about tips when traveling and going to China.
Hi Travel Bugs, it's me, Simply Sherry, helping you stay organized and savvy while traveling. I am so excited because today is my first interview with the travel vlogger, Travel Man Dan, and I couldn't think of a better first interview than with him. We are here at Grow with Video Live in Vegas. He's from LA, I'm from Phoenix, and we got to meet.
Yes, it's very nice to meet you. Thank you. Yeah, I'm actually from Buffalo, New York, but I live in Los Angeles.
And tell me a little bit about yourself.
Well, I am an actor in Los Angeles, and I just recently started my YouTube journey or channel, if you will, about a year ago. I'm a pretty easygoing guy. I enjoy traveling around the world, and that's pretty much it.
So Travel Man Dan, we met each other online through the Inner Circle with Sean Cannell's Grow with Video. And how did you start doing travel vlogging?
Yeah, that's a good question. So, like I said, my profession is an actor, and I was working on a TV show in Iceland. It's a new sci-fi. I play Captain David Johnson. Okay, I'm like I'm like this military guy on top of this ship, right? And we're in Reykjavik, and I'm sitting in the hotel, and I get a knock at the door, and it's the producer, and he says, "We're not filming you for 4 days." Okay, 4 days sitting in a hotel can be exhausting. So I basically was like, you know what? I grabbed my iPhone and I was like, I'm gonna go hit the town in Reykjavik and I'm gonna start my own YouTube channel, and I started Travel Man Dan.
You pressed record.
I pressed record, that's right. And yeah, I think I always wanted to do it. As an entertainer, I always enjoy being in front of the camera and talking and basically showing the world and just kind of doing all this fun stuff in front of the camera. And that was my moment. I just was like, you know what? I got nothing to lose. I was going to be in Reykjavik doing nothing, and I started Travel Man Dan right there.
Awesome. And what I like about Travel Man Dan's videos is very opposite of me. I'm organized, I plan, and when we were talking, he's like, oh no, I just show up and decide that day what I'm going to do. But the bottom line is go and travel, right?
That's right.
What's your philosophy about traveling?
My philosophy for traveling is everybody's going to be a little bit different, okay? You're very organized, you're very meticulous, you're very, well, I have to plan this, and this has to happen here, and this is scheduled, and that's fine. That's your journey, and that's awesome. I know people that do that, and actually, when I go with other people, I do kind of stay on a schedule sometimes, so I have done that, but for me, it's a little bit different. I'm just like, let's just get there, we'll figure it out. As long as my heart and brain are working, I got something to work with, so I'll literally just land somewhere, get a hotel. I shouldn't say that. I usually get the first night hotel. Now I have showed up to places and never had a hotel before, and you just figure it out, you never know what kind of situation you're going to get in. With that being said, I'm always safe about it. I'm not a derelict, I'm not a stooge. These type of thing is like you're traveling and you're in different countries, different places. So you want to be mindful of not to be in an unsafe condition. And I definitely don't recommend going to unsafe places.
Great.
Yeah.
Well, I'm excited because we are going to talk today about 3 best tips that Travel Man Dan has for first-time travelers to China.
Yeah, that's right.
So give me your first tip. Well, first of all, how did you end up traveling in China?
Well, I actually lived in China for 7 years. So I lived in the south in a city called Foshan, and I lived in Shanghai for 3 years. And so I was started off as a teacher over there, and then my last about 4 or 5 years, I became an actor over there. I found a weird little niche in way with being the bad guy in a lot of Chinese movies and television shows. 我中文名字大猩猩，我会说一点儿，可是说得不好，听得马马虎虎。Yeah, I can speak a little bit. I'm not great at it, but yeah, so I enjoyed it.
Sounded good to me.
Yeah.
So for someone who's traveling for the first time to China, give me one of your tips.
Okay, so first, if you're thinking about China, I strongly recommend it. It is awesome. The place is so exciting. It's big. It's got a lot of different things going on. But my first tip would be, and well, not just China, but overall, all across the world, but especially China, is never discuss politics or religion. Okay? Rule of thumb, like I said, in any country you don't want to do this. You don't know when you're going to offend somebody. But I know me being an American, and the government is much different in China, okay? Especially with what's going on in the news. I'm sure you've seen with Hong Kong and Taiwan and things like that. And well, you don't want to get into an uncomfortable situation with Chinese people because number one, you're not Chinese probably, so you don't live there. You don't want to, how would anybody know how their government operates if you don't live there? And number two, you just don't want to get involved with your own politics, how things develop in your country, because you might offend somebody while you're over there about your policy of what your country is affecting their country. So real simple, just don't do it. And that goes with religion too.
Awesome. So I think that's a great tip, to be culturally sensitive, especially when you're traveling through different parts of Asia and China, because the culture is very different from what we're used to here in America.
Absolutely. I mean, China's a big place. It's diverse. It's predominantly Buddhism, but it does have some Muslim influence in the West, and they have lots of Christians there. So you just never know where you're going to go. And the politics, if you're not living in a democracy or you may not be used to a communistic government, it's just not appropriate or culturally appropriate to talk about it.
And I like that when you're traveling, it's not about you bringing your culture to that place. It's about learning about that culture and enjoying that
Yeah.
and experiencing it.
Yeah, you're a visitor in their country, right?
Yes.
So I've seen so many foreigners and, complete schmoes over there. They literally just think that they're going to go over there and change opinions and change ideas off of what they believe in, and that's totally wrong, and that's my number one tip.
Love it. So what's your second tip?
My second tip would be, going along with that, is, well, China's much different in terms of the culture, the history, and just the everyday modern life. So you're going to see some weird things over there. Being an American, you're going to see some things that you're not used to seeing, and, well, don't try to correct them. Don't think that what you say to people is going to change their opinion. They've probably been doing it for hundreds of years, and they'll probably do it for more. You just don't want to insult anybody, and you'll just see some weird things. Oh man, there's just a lot of different weird, you'll see some behaviors and some manners and things like that you may not be accustomed to. For instance, one of the things is a lot of times when you're in the back country, or like outside the main cities, inside the provincial countries, you're going to see people that don't line up properly. It's just like, and you'll be in a supermarket and you'll be ready to buy something, and you'll literally be handing the money to the cashier, and somebody will just cut right in front of you and just cut you off. Now, you may think that that's rude, it's inappropriate, and it's probably wrong in your country. I know it's wrong in my country. We got problems. You do that in America. But in China, you may see something like that. You'll see things like smoking is considered normal in a lot of places, and that means restaurants, museums. You'll see, unfortunately, spitting. It's very common to see people spitting on the ground and stuff like that. You don't do that here. So my second tip would be just, be mindful that you're going to see some behaviors that are different, and don't be shied away by that. Just try to understand it.
So how would you handle, you're standing in line, you're ready to give your money to pay for whatever it is, groceries or a souvenir? Mm-hmm. Is that right?
Yeah, that sounds
what
about
do you
right.
do then?
Well, I'll tell you from experience that, once again, remember, you're in a different country, okay? Things are a little bit different. They may look at you as like, and they do look at you sometimes, especially in the smaller areas, like this foreigner, and literally cut in front of you. And that's just the way it is. You just got to be cool about it. You can politely ask them, why, pai dui, means like to line up and stuff like that. But then you don't know when you're going to really make someone angry. So every situation is a little bit different. You just got to kind of gauge it, and just be culturally sensitive, and just be careful, I guess. I mean, just understand that you will see things like this in China. Those are just a few examples. Now, I'm sure if some Chinese people come to America, they're going to see some things that are strange and different. Like, one of the things that's really different about Chinese and America is when you eat like a sandwich or a hamburger in China, they give you a little bag for your hands. And it's literally a plastic bag on your hands that you eat the burger or the sandwich with. Now, in their culture, the hand is very dirty to just pick up and start eating with, right? But it's very common, it's very normal here in America to just go ahead and start eating that sandwich and just go crazy and just chomping away. Okay, same thing with chicken wings. Yeah, I mean, yeah, so if they saw an American like licking his fingers and after the barbecue sauce, that would be very disgusting.
So Dan, what is your third and final tip for first-time travelers going to China?
My third and final tip, if you're going to visit China, I definitely advise you to be adventurous with the food. Okay? Yeah, the food is awesome. And China is big. So big like the United States, like meaning the West is a big area, the North is a big area, the South is a big area, and the East is a big area. And each section of China has different types of food. Okay, you're going to find that Dongbei chai is a mixture, and it's made differently. They use a lot of potatoes, and they eat it with a lot of noodles. Where in the South, it's very it's known to a lot of foreigners. It's called dim sum, and the food is steamed. You like dim sum?
I love dim sum.
I do too. But then out west, you're going to see stuff like in Sichuan, where it's really hot. Like they literally eat food covered in peppers. And then in the east, you're gonna find some traditionally, like, because it's on the coast, you'll find a lot of stuff that has like seafood in it and stuff. So it's very diverse. Now you will see some uncomfortable situations, like when you go into China and you go to order food, oftentimes the animal, the fish or whatever animal is usually alive. And as you walk in, you pick the one that you want. So you might pick like, I want that rabbit or I want that fish. And well, they go ahead and they prepare it and then it's served to you. So delicious. Here's my real quick tip off of that. If you're going to be in the north, definitely try Beijing Kaoyang. It's the roasted duck. If you're going to be in the west, definitely Houguo, hot pot. If you're in the south, I suggest Kugua Chao Ji Dan. It's like a bitter melon and it's really tasty. And if you're in the east, I'm going to have to go with Shaolin Bao. And it's a soup dumpling famous to Shanghai.
Yes,
you know this one?
I haven't been to China, but I've definitely tried it in the good dim sum restaurants.
Yeah, that one's delicious. So, yeah, that's my third tip.
So, ready for lightning round?
Let's do it. Lightning
round, let's do this.
All right, that's an ode to Sean Cannell, right?
Yes, that's right.
Okay.
All right.
All right, ready?
I'm ready.
What's your favorite food in China?
Favorite food in China would be hong shao rou. Oh, it's like a pork belly. It's
awesome.
It's literally a chunk of cube of pig fat. Delicious.
With rice.
With rice, yeah.
Okay. What's the weirdest thing you've ever eaten?
Well, the weirdest thing I've ever eaten would be caterpillars when I was in Zambia, Africa. Somebody was frying up some caterpillars. It was real
crunchy.
Yeah, crunchy, and then like I remember like black juice just bursting out and like drizzling down. Yeah, yeah. You want to try some?
Sure, I'm always game.
Well, you're Filipino, or
yes,
yeah. So you know
trust me,
balut.
We know balut.
Yeah.
We know many things.
If you haven't seen balut, check that one out.
That might be for a whole nother video. Plane or train?
Train.
Oh.
Yeah, I love trains. I love it. I love those old-fashioned trains. I love high-speed trains. My most popular video is of the fastest train in the world.
That's right.
Yeah,
that's a great video.
Yeah, I just really enjoy train travel. I like meeting foreigners and travelers and locals, and I just like the activity on train.
What's your best tip for saving for travel?
My best tip for saving for travel would be, well, everybody's on a different budget. Everybody has different incomes. So I take a roll of quarters. Every time I go cash my check, I get a roll of quarters. I open it up, put it in a jar, and let the quarters just build up. After a year, I have usually about $500 to $600 in quarters. I go ahead and re-quarter them, or you can take it to Coinstar, and boom, there you go. Got my plane ticket. See you later.
Okay. If you could be anywhere in the world right now, where would it be?
I would be in Peru, in the mountains. Yeah, just very exotic, cool, beautiful. Has everything for me. Get to exercise. Just fascinating.
Question of the day, Travel Man Dan. If someone there in our audience is looking to become a travel vlogger, what would be your advice?
My advice, if you want to become a travel vlogger, is, well, find out what you really love about travel. Find out what it is that makes you get hyped about it, that gives you the energy to do it, because you have to stay authentic. That's the number one thing about any type of thing on YouTube. You have to be authentic. And with travel, it could be, well, organization. It could be just winging it. It could be food. It could be a little mixture of everything. But you have to find out what exactly it is that makes you tick and makes travel amazing for you.
That's right. All right, Travel Man Dan, let us know where we can find you.
Well, you can find me on YouTube at Travel Man Dan, and also the same one at Instagram is Travel Man Dan. Thank you so much for having me. I look forward to collaborating with you. I wish you all the success in your channel. I wish you the best in health, and thank you.
Thank you.
I'm Travel Man Dan. Remember, it's a big world out there. Make sure you see every bit of it.
I hope you enjoyed this interview with Travel Man Dan. Again, you can see all his social media in the description box below. And if you're new to my channel, consider subscribing. I give tips and tricks on how to stay organized and savvy while traveling. Bye.
Well, I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope you learned something really cool and new and interesting about China. I hope you kind of took some of the tips that I told you, and I'm going to go ahead and add them to your experience. And most of all, I hope you were inspired to visit China. The place is absolutely wonderful. You're going to have an amazing time when you go there. And well, it is really one of the extraordinary places in the world. So I hope that you get a chance to go there. If you like what I'm doing and you haven't already, can you go ahead and hit that sub button right there? Ring that bell, give me a like, put a comment down below. Let me know what you liked about this video or where you want to see me go next. I travel the world and would love to hear your suggestion or how your experience was. I just want to say thanks again for watching. I'm Travel Man Dan. Remember, it's a big world out there. Make sure you see every bit of it.